Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond and I'm the author of Game Plan and Fearless and Ignite and Unstuck, how to talk to humans and get them to respond to you. And you have made it all the way to day 11 of boot camp, which is a huge feat because this is a pretty hard boot camp to get through. It's a pretty legit book and workbook goes very, very deep. So don't feel bad if you're behind on the reading. Don't feel bad if you're behind on the workbook. This is some intense training. So you just jump in, you do what you can, and as you're able, go back and pick up more. And nobody's here to beat you up because this is your own business, and you're going to thrive at whatever you do. Whatever you pour into yourself, you're going to grow. This is skills training, so it's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. But I'm so glad that you popped on. I'm so glad that you guys are faithful to made it all the way to day 11. 3 and 4 people paused boot camp after the first week, and that you guys are already here for week 3 is a huge, huge accomplishment. So pat yourself in the back. I'm going to be picking up a ton of winners off my page. We got all sorts of contests going on there if you're watching this live. And God bless you for your tenacity and your fight. We're going to cover 2 chapters in boot camp today. And one of our heavy topics tonight is going to be FDA compliance. So pretty stoked to be able to get to that. But before I jump in, I want to show you guys the oil of the night. It is Magnify Your Purpose. I love this oil. It's an amazing, it's actually one of my favorite business oils. When I have a gutter head and I'm just like, I can't even, right? I'm just in that place where I'm not sure I believe in myself. I'm not sure I believe in the business. I'm super overwhelmed, just wiped. Magnify Your Purpose is one of my get my head out of the gutter oils that I love to use. It is one of my favorite business oils. I'm going to save my favorite business oil for the very last night, and it actually is Gary's favorite oil also, Gary Young's favorite oil. So that'll be on day 20 of boot camp. But this one's way up at the top. Another one that I really like for business is Present Time. Has just made a huge difference in my business, especially if you are scatterbrained. Like you tend to not complete tasks. Present Time is a phenomenal oil for that. And Magnify Your Purpose is also really good task completion oil. So Young Living says that the aroma of Magnify Your Purpose essential oil blend stimulates creativity, desire, focus, motivation, and it encourages you to seize initiative when used aromatically. So they love to put this one in the diffuser. I would add to that it really opens your door for creativity. So this is a huge right brain oil. And a lot of you guys have been very excited about all of the aromatherapy training for this. It's pretty neat because we're getting to apply some of these oils in a business context, and there's not a lot of write-up on business use of the oils. And so I like to open every single night with a new oil, and maybe you have some of them, maybe you don't have a bunch of them, and that's okay. You got a whole lifetime to continue building your oils collection. So this is one of my favorites though, so I would recommend that you get this one in your oils arsenal as you're able to. But this one opens your door for creativity. It helps with procrastination. It helps with victimization. That's a huge thing I love to talk about. As a matter of fact, I was just in Texas speaking this weekend for some beautiful diamond friends of mine. And that was one of the things we talked about, is playing that role of the victim. Listen, guys, everybody on this boot camp, and the 170,000 people that went through Game Plan Boot Camp, and the 1.5 million people that have read Game Plan, and the 6 million people that are in Young Living, and the billions of people around the world, every single one of us has a story. Right? Every single one of us has something that's happened to us that has traumatized us or shaken us or changed us or made us fearful. You have 2 choices when your story hits you. You can stay where you are. You can use that as an excuse not to move, or you can use that as an excuse to move. Okay? You either use your circumstances as an excuse to stay where you are, or you use them as an excuse to move. And for me, growing up under the thumb of an alcoholic and living in poverty my entire childhood, and basically having a single mom and being the oldest of 4 siblings, and getting engaged at 16 years old and getting married at 19 and having kids every 2 years until I was 29 years old, and living in the projects for 12 years, like I can choose, it's always going to be part of my story, but I can choose to use that story to propel myself forward and say, you know what, this isn't going to happen to me anymore, and it's not going to happen to anybody that I know anymore. Or I can use that as a crutch to stay where I'm at and say, well, this happened to me, and so therefore I just It's just the way it is. Like, it's the way my life is. It's the way my life goes. I don't choose that for myself. I choose freedom, and you can choose freedom too. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to fight. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a lot of hard work ahead of you, and a lot of brick laying, and a lot of stone laying, and a lot of no's, and a lot of ups and downs in your business. The business isn't easy, guys. It's not easy. It's emotionally frustrating to run a network marketing business, but it's still better than staying where you are, right? So this is a really, really good oil for procrastination and for victimization. So if you're one of those people that says, well, this, and this happened to me and I can't get over that, then start diffusing this oil. Get it on your toes, get it on the back of your neck, get it on your brainstem, start speaking the opposite things over yourself, and just say, listen, I'm not going to be held captive to my circumstances anymore. I'm not going to be held captive to my past. I'm not going to be held captive to abusive figures in my life. I'm not going to be held captive to any of that stuff, because I'm choosing differently for my family. And that means I'm going to have to do things that scare me. It means I'm going to have to do things I'm afraid of. It means that I'm going to have to do things that I've never done before. It means that I'm going to have to build this business slowly. Piece by piece by piece by piece. But you know what? My worst day in Young Living is still better than some of my best days in the projects, guys. It really, truly is. And I'm not promising you a prosperity gospel that I did it and you can do it too. Yeah, you can do it too if you roll your sleeves up and you put the work in. You got to put the work in. So if you're looking at your calendar this month and there's no classes on it, we're in the middle of going through 15 different types of classes. If there's no classes on your calendar, not a freedom month for you, right? You're not in the process of building your organization. You got to get out there and roll up your sleeves. Even as a diamond, I am constantly teaching, constantly sharing. You have to have that kind of behavior if you're going to build a network marketing business, all right? Hannah said I had 3 kids by the time I was 19. Yes. She says, finally learning that I have all the power. You do, Hannah. You do, absolutely. You can choose better for you. You can choose a better life for your kids than the life that you had, and that's totally okay. But here's the thing, nobody else can build it for you. You have to get out there and make that decision that you don't want to be where you are anymore. And when you get to that place of brokenness and you're at that fork in the road, you're unstoppable. Like, really, truly, you have such a fire and such a passion that nothing's going to hold you back, because you refuse to stay in a place of captivity. And that's when this business, you're ready. Like, that's when you're really, truly ready to catapult and explode. It's when you stand there and say, oh, I don't think I can do that thing. I don't think I can stand in front of people. I don't think I can shoot a Facebook Live. I don't think I can pick up the phone and talk to a stranger. I don't think I could ask my friend to host a class. Like, that's just going too far. When you're in that place where that's too far, those things are too far, you just drew a wall around your business on how far it's going to work, how far it's going to go. Nina says you are worth the work. Yes, you guys get the message. Absolutely. So coming from the woman in the projects, coming from the woman that was in captivity, I'm telling you, choose better for you. Choose better for you. Only you can make that decision. So that means that you got to implement some of the stuff that we're training on, okay? Because that's how you get out of where you are. Nobody else is going to come and grab your arm and pull you out of that pit. You got to make your own handholds and climb out. So Magnify Your Purpose is one of my favorite oils. For that, because good for procrastination, good for victimization, good for self-pity. If you're in that just, oh, woe is me, all these things happen to me, I can't seem to build a business, I don't know anybody, and I'm just, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and these things happen to me, and because of that, I just can't seem to move forward. Yes, you can move forward. Okay, you're the only person that dictates where you're going to stay. So don't let Satan speak that over you, okay? Don't allow that in your head and don't allow that in your life. You get out there and you fight for yourself, you fight for your family, and it's not some like big feminist movement thing that I'm trying to propagate here. It's just truth. If you don't like where you are, then you got to get out of where you are, right? Right? So get out there and go get out from where you are. One of the other things I love about this oil too is it really protects you from negative emotions. So when you just got all that stuff bombarding you, and you know what? Everybody has bad days. Everybody has days where you get up and you hit your head on the door and you drop your stuff on the floor and you forget your lunch and you can't eat the whole day and everything goes wrong. You get leg cramps in your legs and your mom calls with bad news and just ding to ding to ding. Everybody's got those. You're either going to live in the land of bad days, or you're going to let those bad days hold you down over all the good days that you have, or you're going to get out there and you're just going to start fighting because you're sick of being where you're at. And that's why I built my business in 2 years, 5 months to diamond. It wasn't because I'm a rock star. It's because I was sick of where I was at. So if you're sick of where you're at, then stop making excuses. The minute this boot camp's over, I want you to text one of your friends and set up a class. Start filling your calendar. There's no reason why you need to be sitting there holding the same rank this month. You need to get out there and go bust your butt. That's how you build your business. So Magnify Your Purpose is a good bust your butt oil. Right? It's a hashtag bust your butt oil, right? You're going to use it for when you're making personal changes, when you're transitioning. You guys are all en route to diamond. You're all transitioning. So use the bust your butt oil. It's really good to help you bring commitment to your purpose. So you drew a line in the sand when you started this boot camp and you said, I'm running to diamond and nothing will stop me. You drew your line in the sand. You're now on the other side of the line and you're moving forward. You know exactly what you need to do to build your business. You know how to talk to strangers. You know how to listen to people. You're learning about the different types of classes. You know the actions. You have the scripts. You know what you need to do. You know, now it takes commitment to that purpose and that line in the sand you've drawn where you say, all right, have at me, Satan, because you're not going to win. Right? I'm going this way, and no matter how many down days I have, and no matter how many bad things have happened to me in my past will not dictate my future because I have forward momentum. I have forward head momentum, and I am not staying in the place where I am anymore. Those days are over. Just like Game Plan Bootcamp, poverty over, right? Poverty over. I'm going this way, so you're not going to stop me. All right. Really good oil for commitment to that. If you're stuck in all the logical sides of the brain, you're like, well, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of this, you know, then maybe this is what you need to get those creative juices flowing because it pushes your energy to the intuitive and the creative side of the brain. So use it if you don't like your work. You can combine it with clarity. You can combine it with into the future. All of that pairs really well. I didn't have this planned for tonight, but I'm going to pause here for a second because I want to show you guys something. Let me see if I can find the pictures that I have here. Unstuck pictures, probably. Let's see, pictures, thumb drive, audiobook. I want to show you guys something. You hear me talk about it all the time, but very, very rarely do I actually show you guys where we were and how we lived and what our life was like. And so let me just do that for a second, you know, because I just get a feeling that there's somebody on here. There's somebody on this training that needs a little bit of hope. And you might be saying, you know what, Sarah, you had it bad, but this is where I'm at. Like, this is what I'm struggling with. You need to get your head past that place. All right, you got to fight harder than you're fighting right now because otherwise you're just going to be sitting there at star for the whole year. I want more than a star for you. I want more than senior star for you. I want more than executive and silver and gold and platinum for you because I know that you're capable and able of digging yourself out of where you are. Okay? Oh, good. Sherry says I got a CBD class for this Sunday. This is a picture of my son. It was right after we came back from Future Men. This is our son with that's on the spectrum with autism that I told you about at the very first day of boot camp, and you get to hear the end of his story on day 20 of boot camp. So I really hope you guys hang around for that. I want to show you. Here's the day that Gabriel got off the bus. With all of his siblings hugging him. This one right here is the one that he stabbed, or he got charged with the felony and the 2 misdemeanors. Let me find another photo for you guys. I know I've got some pictures of the projects in here. Let's see if I can grab it. P-R-O-J. Do I have any pictures of projects? Ah, here we go. Living in the projects. This is a good one. So this is, I told you guys that we had tile floors, so you can kind of see them down there. Cockroaches on the floors. We had cinder block walls. This is Grace, when she was really, really little. And Isaiah, we had we couldn't afford furniture. So this chair, a good friend of mine gave me, but you see their beds are on the floor. We bought a $25 Walmart mattress with our tax return, and the kids slept on the floor. That was what we could afford. This is a picture of me living with my parents. We didn't even have insulation for the walls. We had pieces of pink insulation up over the windows to keep ourselves warm and plug in heaters because we didn't have any heating source there. Here's another picture of me in the projects. And this is our tile floors. That's what the projects looks like. This is outside in the projects. Some photos of our kids playing in the snow, and these are the doors outside the projects with the tin doors to open up. Really, really run down. Like I said, cockroaches and cinder block walls and just really run down. This is me right outside the projects with the kids. We had, all of them were born actually in the projects, all 5 of them. This is right after our 4th born was born, right before we moved to the 2nd projects that we lived in. But there's our tin door right behind my face. Yeah. Here's another picture of the projects. We were 806. But our tin door and cement slab outside, and it says cinder block walls, cockroaches, and tile floors, and yeah. So, you know, maybe you think you don't have any fight in you. There's another picture of the projects. You need fight, okay? You have to have fight. There's another picture there. I am in my pajamas. See, I'm like totally real and raw with you guys. Here's my kids at our table. Stuff taped on the walls. This is in the projects. This is just outside in the projects. This is the 2nd projects that we lived in DeKalb. Yeah. I think I showed you all that I had there, but I want to encourage you guys a little bit. Why are they called the projects? It's just what they called the housing. It was government housing. We lived in Dixon, Illinois. We lived in DeKalb, Illinois. Our yearly income was $6,000 a year when we were working 4 jobs. Between John had 2 jobs, I had 2 jobs. I was going to college full time. And it took, we took out student loans so we could put the kids in daycare so that I could go to college. So it was very, very hard. When your income is 0 and you have nothing to live on, then they put you in government housing. So we lived in government housing. We had LIHEAP heating assistance. We had the medical card. We had food card. With all of that, it was not enough food. We were hungry. So I would frequent at least 3 food pantries at different churches throughout the month to try to get enough food for the kids. And, you know, that was our life for 12 years, guys. We lived like that for 12 years. And, you know, all I can say is, man, but God, right? We serve an amazing, amazing God who loves to love on his kids, but he's not going to help you if you're sitting there not doing anything to dig out from where you are. You know, you got to be willing to get out there and go do the hard work and go do the fighting, because the fighting leads to freedom. There's so many days where I step back and I'm just like, man, I can't believe our life. You know, we just went to Spain. I just went to Spain last year for the Diamond Retreat. They're taking us to Greece. That's us, me and one of my platinum leaders getting ready to board hot air balloons in Spain. And I'm like, what kind of life do we have that we get to do stuff like this, you know? That we get to follow leadership like this. That we get to be loved on by such an incredible company that believes in taking care of our bodies, and not just our bodies, but the bodies of our entire family and our friends and the people that we love. You know, I've been able to speak all over the world. This is in Australia with kangaroos. I was kissing a kangaroo in Australia, you know. But none of this would have been possible if I hadn't gotten out there and teaching classes. That's why I write these books, guys. That's why I do the trainings that I do, because I think that you're fully capable of doing the difficult things that it takes to be able to get to Diamond. I don't think that you need somebody else to go do it all for you, but I think that sometimes we forget what freedom looks like, and we forget how to fight. And so you can stay where you are, or you can get out there and fight for your family. What are you going to do? You're at a fork in the road. You have tools, you have training, you know, you have the knowledge, you know what you need to do to move forward. So you're either going to choose to move forward after this boot camp and kill it and start signing people left and right and building your rank and getting them on ER and building a livable income off of it, or you're going to sit until the next book comes out and do the next boot camp. All right? I want more for you. I want you to get out there and go fight for yourself and go fight for your family. Nobody came along and fought for me and built my organization. Nobody put people under me and built my organization. I went out there and rolled up my sleeves and connected with human beings and loved on them and oiled them up and fought for them and fought for me and fought for my family. And that's how we got a diamond ship in 2 years, 5 months. So if you want that, then you got to get out there and do it. You got to get out there and do it. And Magnify Your Purpose is one of my favorite oils for that. Tammy says forward or frozen. Exactly. So I want you guys to give me a whole lot of love, whole lot of high fives, whole lot of hearts, whole lot of all the things, and tell me I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm not quitting on myself. I'm not quitting on my family. Yes, I know there's going to be a lot of no's ahead of me. And I know I got a lot of tribulation and a lot of trials and a lot of hard things I'm going to have to work through. But I will never give up until I'm standing on that stage with Diamond, because I know where this goes. And I know what freedom looks like. And I'm moving forward. All right? Okay, there's all the love. I love it. A focused and fierce fighter. I love it. Yep, I sat since game plan. Gonna move forward. Good, Judy. Good. Erica says, hi, Mama. I love you so much, Erica. Good. Carol, I'm gonna fight. Lori, I'm gonna fight. Denise, I'm gonna fight. Good. Becky Quigley, I did a one-on-one. She told me I need to know about all the oils as if I'm going to teach people. So get out there and keep fighting, Becky. That's not the one. Hannah, I'm gonna fight. Good. Tina Milligan, fighting for life. Audrey, I'm going to fight. Linda, I'm tired. Fighting is tiresome, but I will push to get there. Good. Regina, I'm gonna fight. Tracy, forward by faith or frozen in fear is what a pastor said. So true. Mary Beth's gonna fight. Debbie's gonna fight. Nancy's gonna fight. Becky Alexander's gonna fight. Shannon's gonna fight. Pam's gonna fight. Cassie's gonna fight. I love this. Yes. All right, well then let's all run together. You guys ready for some training tonight? I just felt you needed a little firing up because we're halfway through. We've hit the halfway point. And I know you guys can finish this thing, and I know you can apply the principles, and I know you can get out there and go build freedom for your family because you know what freedom looks like. So we're gonna jump into chapter 24 and 25 tonight, and then tomorrow is all social media training. So if you want a little training on Instagram, Facebook, Vimeo, Zoom classes, all that stuff, you can teach a class anywhere in the world. And you never even have to leave your house. So if you want some training on that, make sure you don't miss tomorrow night because it's going to be phenomenal. Tonight we're going to talk about DVD training. We're going to talk about in-person loans, and we're going to do some FDA compliance training as well. Jocelyn says, I am going to be fighting. Yes, Deborah, I'm going to fight. Audrey's going to fight. Oh, I love you guys. I love you. Okay, so DVD teaching. This class is really similar to textable classes in that you really have no responsibility to read the script. Both my mom and my sister are dyslexic. My son is dyslexic. My daughter-in-law is dyslexic. So I understand for some people, grabbing a script and reading it just isn't going to happen. It's too difficult. Anybody would sound better reading than them because they just can't get through the words, right? And so what I do is I took the 101 script and I recorded the entire thing with a camera crew, a professional camera crew, and I burned it to a DVD, and I just popped it up on my website on DVD format, so you guys can go up there under the shop button and go snag it, and you just put it in your TV and you hit play, and I do all the teaching for you. So what does this class look like? It's got the same elements as an in-person class. So you're going to open your doors, you're going to get to know them, you're going to use the Diamond Rising deck, contact me cards, collect their information so you can do follow-up later, share your story, put the DVD in the DVD player, and then just let me do the teaching for you. The bold close was built right into the end of that one. Pass around the starter kit, get the oils up their nose, have a laptop open in the back for sales, and basically you're playing the role of the hostess. There's no pressure to have to teach at all. So I'm going to show you where that DVD is because many of you guys maybe aren't even aware of this. Yes, it's completely re-recorded, so you are able to access it with all 12 oils, all the new things. So if you go to shop, all the stuff on my online store under shop, and you just hit all products. And scroll down, there's toxin-free life, there's game plan, you got Ignite. This is what I use to train my stars and senior stars with. Very little, concise book for business training. It's phenomenal. The game plan book and workbook, Fearless, purple bag making kits, Fearless and game plan mini bundles. There's your Diamond Rising deck, CDs, the ULA book. And then if I go to page 3 here, we've got the complete training system DVDs. There's 7 DVDs in that. The game planner's up there. Game plan live is from all the live game plan events I did. And then this is what I'm talking about is the Intro to Young Living DVD set. So if you click on that, we got lots of 5 stars on it. But basically it is the whole 101 class for you. So why do Young Living as a business is built right into it. It's a good business opportunity, really tightly recorded 10-minute DVD that you can use to give the business opportunity after your class. I picked up over 800 leaders with that content in 2 years. So very, very effective. And then Essential Oils 101, which is your thorough introduction to the who, what, when, why, how of essential oils featuring Young Living's premium starter kit. So what I do is I just grab that DVD and I pop it right into my DVD player and hit play. And it does all the teaching for you. Did you go back and use the diamond deck with your already enrolled? Absolutely. Yes, I do. That's a fantastic way of using the diamond deck, because even with I even did it with my silvers and above, and obviously they're like in it to win it. They're not going anywhere, but I did it with them too, because I really want to know where they're at, what they want to learn, how I can tailor aromatherapy training directly to them. And when I get them plugged into things, they're going to start duplicating some of that content. So I want to make sure that they've had all of their business training. Have I run them fully through the business funnel? Did they get coaching that they needed, right? How much were they? Let me go check. They're $20. And we got a sale going right now if you're watching it live, so even cheaper than that. So yeah, I absolutely do go back with those Diamond Rising deck contact me cards and get everybody on my team on them. So that's what the DVD looks like, but super easy to use. And the nice thing is you don't come across as an expert. You just say, gosh, I'm not sure about that. Let's just go look it up together. The DVD's already got the clothes on it. Easier to find leaders who are too timid to teach in person. I have one of my silvers on my team built all the way to silver just with this DVD. She'd just invite people over and she'd put the DVD in, and she'd invite them over and put the DVD in, listen to their needs, get oils on their body, and just keep doing it, and then tap into friends of friends. Once you got your 10 or 12 person circle signed that you're super confident that you know will run with you, you start tapping into their friend circles, right? And just loving on their friends. So, I got my diamond deck today. Woohoo! The new kit is on the DVD. We re-recorded the whole thing. So, yep. Once you built a relationship, then I like to give out some hostess gifts. If I'm tapping into friends of friends and I'm going to their houses and playing the DVD for them. So you can use these for nearly all the class types, even social media classes, if somebody's willing to host for you in an online room. So let me tell you what I do for DVD, or sorry, that's in person. Let me tell you what I do for my hostess gifts when people are willing to host a class for me. So that means I just show up and I'm using the DVD and I pop it in for them. And so I give them a little gift just saying thank you. I might give them Thieves Cleaner undiluted roll-on stain sticks. So I take the Thieves Cleaner and I just put it in a roll-on bottle and say you can use this as a stain stick on your clothing. I'll give them oils that aren't in the starter kit. So tangerine, grapefruit, highest potential, Northern Lights black spruce, believe, release. Those are all really good oils. The Toxin-Free Life or the 101 CD. Fearless and a Fearless calendar. I always give them Fearless. Maybe a spray bottle, a glass spray bottle of Thieves Cleaner with a microfiber cloth, or even just a glass spray bottle. I mean, that's a great gift too. You can get those on Amazon for a couple dollars. It's like $3 for them. A peppermint roll-on if they don't have their kit yet. Maybe one of the Young Living lip balms. Like the grapefruit lip balm is amazing. That's one of my favorites. The Game Plan Mini, that gives them the business opportunity. A little sample of Coolazole pain cream. So I just put a little bit in an itty bitty lip. This is only for my hostesses, not for everybody in the class. Maybe a sample of the Thieves laundry soap, or a couple of cough drops, a sachet of MindWise. That, if you guys have not used MindWise, oh my word, you need to go do that. A sample of Pure Protein Complete with a smoothie recipe, a glass water bottle and a vitality oil like lemon, maybe a Wolfberry Crisp bar. I really like the chocolate coated ones. They're so good and I love to put those in little baskets. A can of Zing, a packet of Ningxia, a tube of Nitro, a bar of Young Living soap, a sample of Copaiba vanilla shampoo. That's what I just washed my hair with a half an hour ago and I love it. Gives me good volume. A little baggie with Wolfberry granola in it is a cute little gift. A sample of Ortho Ease massage oil. It's really good on your joints. A bathroom sampler with a tiny travel toothpaste and some floss in it. A purple bag, or a little diffuser bracelet with a couple of drops of oil on it. So, oh good, you guys are all talking about MindWise. I love MindWise. So those are some of the things that I like to do for my hostesses. And keep in mind, I'm not going to drop a lot of money on this because I don't want to scare my leaders away, but in the same breath, I give them a little something just to say, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for opening up your home. I want you to keep in mind your time matters and your resources matter, so don't overdo it because you're going to scare people away. You'll scare your leaders away. Nikki, did you add your unknowns to the Diamond Deck? Absolutely. I sign the people up that I contact them. It's your business too, guys. So it's okay to contact people that other people have signed and just say, hey, actually as a Diamond, we're required to contact our team. They tell us we're supposed to contact our team at least twice a year. With 10,000 people, that's a whole lot of contacting. I don't think I've ever gotten all the way through my team, but I'll go through and do different legs, especially legs that I'm working on to try to build that OGV and volume in. So I want you to keep in mind when you're making up hostess gifts, everything you do has to be copied. So if you're spending $15, $20, $25 in a hostess gift and you're teaching 4 classes a month, if you're a star, that's your entire paycheck. Okay, so watch what you're doing. Maybe get a $1 roll-on bottle and put Thieves Cleaner in it, so it costs you like $1.25, and make them a stain stick. That's a really cute gift. right? Super, super cute gift. A little handwritten note, that's a great gift. It doesn't need to be $20. I use those stain sticks all the time when I travel. I keep one inside my suitcase and I take it with me because I always get makeup on my dresses and all sorts of stuff. So do I sign people up under the host? Only if they spend 100 PV. So if they're regularly spending 100 PV, then yes, I'll do it. If they're not, and I tell them that ahead of time too. So my goal is to help you get your oils for free. And so we do that by teaching classes. So that's my goal. Let me teach a core 4 to you and your friends and your family because you're going to want your mama using thieves, right? Do I play my DVD on a laptop or do I use a TV screen? I do it both ways. Sometimes I'll put it on a laptop and just play it that way. And sometimes I'll grab an HDMI cord, plug into my laptop, plug right into a TV. If there's 5 or 6 people, it's a little easier to see on the screen. And those cables are $8 at Walmart. They're not super expensive, and almost every laptop has an HDMI port in it. And just about every TV has an HDMI port in it. So that controls your sound and your visual. So you don't need multiple cables for sound and all that. It's very, very simple to use. Is it straight thieves cleaner in the stain stick? Yes. Yep. And it takes stains right. If you put it on right away, and then it sits in your clothes for 2 or 3 days while you're traveling, and then you bring it home and you put the laundry soap on it, put it in the washer, it'll take it right out if you get that thieves cleaner on it right away. So if I'm doing 4 to 6 classes a month, I might have 8 to 10 little tiny gifts. I'll pick 1 or 2 things off that list, spend a couple dollars, just enough to say, I appreciate you and thank you so much for opening your friend circle to me. Now we're going to help you get your stuff for free. Right? They're already getting a gift and getting the paycheck and getting their things for free. So I just give them a little something to say that I appreciate them. I generally don't make up samples. And you guys can beat me up for this. I know it's on forums all over the place, but I don't take my starter kit and break it up into 10 different kits with little itty bitty mini drams. Why would they buy the starter kit if you just gave them the entire starter kit and drams? Like, they have no reason to. They can sit there and sniff it and hold out and not order their kit for 6 months. I don't take an entire bottle of Cool Azul pain cream and put it in a whole bunch of little circular containers and give out my entire $40+ bottle of Cool Azul pain cream. If one person asks for it, I might loan a little bit of mine out, but I'm not just making up samples and indiscriminately handing them out on the street, handing them out at vendor events, handing them out to people that aren't even on my team. It's a little different if you're doing it for Essential Rewards. To get them on ER, you can invest a little bit into that, but even that, I pick a couple people on the legs I'm trying to build volume, and I'm not doing it blanket across my team because it's expensive and it's not duplicatable. If you go and you order, some Thieves cough drops, what are you going to get? 10 samples out of that? 10 or 12 samples, and that's a lot of money, just sending all of that out. So I don't know, maybe it's just from living in the projects or what, but I think you get a lot more traction out of listening to what their needs are, loaning something off your shelf for a night or two, giving them their wow moment and pointing them to the kit, than taking your starter kit and handing it out to people that may not even have any interest in oils. Just handing your stuff out. That to me doesn't seem like it's very good stewardship of your business or the time and resources that God has given you. So no, I really don't give out samples. I listen to what their needs are. I say, I think this is the answer you're looking for. I might, if I have stress away with me, I might open my stress away bottle, let them give a sniff or roll a little bit on their wrist, but I'm not going to take my bottle and divide it into drams and dump it on everybody, because you're going to lose a lot of money that way. And, you just take your paycheck and just hand it out. It would be like, all right, we tend to take network marketing and compartmentalize and put it over in a corner and say that it's a different type of business than all the other businesses out there. But in reality, it's still a business, right? So if you were running a business and you had a storefront and it was in the downtown of your main street, would you just let anybody walk into your store, take one of your products off the shelf, say you're selling a lotion, divide it into 50 different bottles and just hand it out to everybody walking down the street? Probably not, right? Like, you go through lotion really fast, and that's $10 or $12 a bottle, right? So if you can see that in your store, in your storefront, then why do you do that to your home storefront, right? You're going to spend a lot of money, and how much return do you get on that? Like, truly, guys, evaluate your actions. How much return do you get when you give all your things away? Does it actually lead to starter kits? Because if it doesn't lead to starter kits, then why? Like, why would you do it? Instead, just listen to the mama who's got a sick baby at home and run home, grab your diffuser, give her some RC, put some thieves on the kid's feet, and then say, this is part of my cold and flu protocol. Like, this is what I do when my kids get sick. You're going to hit her in that deep spiritual place rather than just handing her out Cool Azul pain samples, So, yeah, when I give out samples, I feel like they don't use it. The reality is most of it does end up in the bottom of a junk room drawer or the bottom of a purse. It never even gets touched, and you just gave away your starter kit. or just gave away stuff that you have paid a lot of money for out of your small paycheck. It'd be better for you to take that paycheck and put it in your gas tank and drive and connect with human beings than it would be to just take your starter kit and divide it up among a whole bunch of people that don't see the value of oils yet. So I really, really hope that I know I'm hitting a nerve here tonight, but it's just something I feel really strongly on. I've never given a sample of my products. No, I can't say that. I have given out samples where I've been in front of them and it's exactly what they needed and I whip it out and I get some on their body. But I've never bought something for the intent of dividing it into 20 different things and handing it out to strangers. Okay, I've never just given away things in a one-on-one class. I just don't do that. And we've been able to hold on to a lot of our paycheck, and then we can use it to bless people in areas where we feel the Lord is really speaking to us. Okay, so yeah. Adrienne, you nailed it on the head. She says, that's so good. It's why I'm reluctant to just give before I know if they're committed to action. I need to see action for results. Exactly. So does it mean don't ever put oils on people? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't go out and buy a bottle of Cool Azul and 40 bottles and divide it up into a whole bunch of different things and hand it out to a bunch of people that aren't even on your team. That's what I'm saying. All right? That's what I'm saying. So I think I have a Nordstrom picture in here. Let me see if I can find the Nordstrom photo. I don't see it right there. I wanted to show you guys up close. Let's see, I wanted to tell you a quick little story. There it is. So this is the best story ever. This is what it looks like to love on people. We're going to morph into the last chapter we're covering tonight, which is the impersonal loan, just getting oils on people's bodies to give them that wow moment, all right? I threw away Drama Frank a year ago before I knew what it was. So this right here, this woman's name is Joy. She's such a sweetheart. And we had just hit Diamond in Young Living. And so I was going to the Diamond Gala and we were going to get honored for hitting our rank. And one of my silver said, you need to go to Nordstrom and go pick out a dress. Guys, I'd never set foot in Nordstrom in my entire life. I'm a Walmart Salvation Army shopper. And I had never bought a dress. I never bought a nice bra. I never bought anything. And so basically my silver took me in and just really loved on me and showed me what a really nice store looks like because I'd never even been in one before. Well, this woman, Joy, helped me for hours trying on dresses, trying on all the things. And we got up and we were getting ready to check out and she just looked so tired. And I said, what's up? And she said, well, it's really hard being a bra fitter. Like I've done this for over 10 years. It's exhausting doing it because you're dealing with women and their self-image of their body. And I carry a lot of that stuff with me. I feel bad for how they feel about themselves and they're self-conscious. And I'm just kind of run down. I'm tired. I get kind of stressed dealing with body image all day long. And so I said, you know what? I know what that feels like for a different reason. Goodwill's my Nordstrom. Mine too, Denise. I haven't been in Nordstrom since, but I got a really nice Diamond Gala dress. And so I whipped out my Stress Away. Can you see it in her hand right there? I whipped out my Stress Away oil and I just rubbed that on her and she's like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like this is amazing. This smells so good. And within a couple of minutes, she had grabbed every cashier. So this cashier and this cashier, you see what they're doing? They're rubbing oils on themselves. And this cashier, do you see all of them? She got every single cashier in all of Nordstrom at her cash register and she's rubbing my oil on every single cashier because she felt so loved. She felt, hey, this woman really listened to where I am. She met me in that place and it really meant a lot to me that she thought about where I was and was willing to do something special and kind just for me, right? So that's what loving, and she's total stranger. I mean, complete total stranger, just like the popcorn story that I told you with Sam's Club. Total stranger. So when you're talking about, loving on people and the impersonal loan, that's what it looks like. Oils on the body. This is chapter 25, informal sharing. You're going to build the relationship and then meet the need for them. Is it going to take longer? Yes. I mean, if you're not sitting in front of 10 people at a time, it's going to be a little slower building your business if it's one person, unless you get good at tapping into friends of friends, because then you can build your business a lot faster. But just know in your mind, no matter what pace this goes, if this is my way of sharing, I will not stop until I get to Diamond. 4, Patty. 4 of them did. Okay, so I'm not going to stop until I get to Diamond. I'm just going to keep moving. So how do you do the impersonal loan? It's exactly the same way as a 101 class. You're going to meet people where they are. You're going to listen to their needs. You're going to offer them an oil, and then you stand down and you just listen. right? You just listen to where they are. You get their contact information. Otherwise, you're just giving away. Oh, the popcorn story. You need to go back and listen to one of the other boot camp days. So where does all this type of sharing take place? Yes, she did, Amy. Where does it take place? In hallways, stores, in your own home, on the sidewalk, with your garbage man, with your postal worker, with your neighbor, with your kids' friends, with their parents. How do you spend your time? So what kinds of things do you do? Where do you hang out? If you look at your full day and the hours that you're awake, where are you? Start in that place, even if you don't know the people very well. Okay, even if you don't know them well, it's okay. So you know that, right? You don't have to know them well. I did not know the woman at Nordstrom very well. I just met her need. So follow the same process that we talked about in the listening chapter. You're going to ask leading questions. Listen to where they are. If you stop talking for 2 minutes and just listen to them, they're going to tell you more than you ever needed to know in 2 minutes by listening. Respond to questions with questions. Be quiet and soak in what their needs are and then hear them in that place. Collect their contact information, check in, repeat. Check in, repeat, okay? At my house, Kathy says, that's where I'm at. I'm at my house. Well, then look at opportunities when you're not in your house and start building relationships with people. Or get really, really good at posting online and building an audience and build relationships with them. So it wasn't because I was outgoing that I was able to sign these guys. I just loved on people. It's about making a difference in people's lives, hearing where they are and being that solution that they're looking for. So what kinds of things, if people are asking me and they've got stuff going on, do I usually give out? Sometimes I'll loan out my Breathe Again roll-on, Stress Away roll-on, Valor roll-on. I love those. Thieves cough drops, if I got a couple in my purse, it's whatever I'm carrying on me, right? I don't usually keep 100 products in my car to hand out to people. I have a couple things in my purse that are just normal, everyday things that I am using that I carry because of me, not because I made 100 samples up, but I carry it around because of me. And if I don't have it, it's a really good opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Let me snag your contact information. I'm going to run home. I'll grab what I need and I'll be back here and I'll loan you my diffuser tonight. And let's just see how you feel, right? It's a good opportunity to connect with them later. So don't carry a bunch of stuff around with you. It actually serves you better a little bit later on. My husband still asks for voodoo oils after 3 years. Mallory, he needs to have his oils wow moment. He's got to get excited about them, right? So making up hundreds of samples is going to cost you time, going to cost you money. Just share your stock and only a few drops of it and only for what they need right then. Can I speak to just getting taken advantage of? For a minute here, I really wanted to hit on this for just a second because I think it's super, super, super important. So one of the reasons why I don't advocate for making up dozens of samples and then just carrying them around is because it's really easy to get taken advantage of. I have lost count of the just numbers of people that have told me they gave out hundreds and hundreds of samples and never ever ranked up. It's because they were missing the art of the relationship. This is why I don't even just print stuff and make up cute little Valentine's Day things, Shamrock's Day things, whatever, and just mail it out randomly to my downline, because it's not about that. You're not going to get a lot of bang for your buck out of that. Okay? It's always about what the actual need is and listening to them and meeting them in that place. And I'm sorry, but if you send samples to 100 people, there's 100 different needs. And maybe a couple of them might need what you actually sent them, and maybe they don't. Maybe that's not where they are. Maybe they do need it, but they don't need it right then, and that's not even what they're thinking about, but you don't know because you're not listening to them. You're just blanket sending things out, which is very expensive. Samples usually end up at the bottom of a desk drawer or in the trash, and that's a lot of work and a lot of time and money on your end that's totally gone. So what I do instead is meet the need. In the case of the Nordstrom lady, I offered an oil I had in my bag that I knew so she could experience it. Usually it's a drop in their hand or on their wrist. It's not a pre-made sampler bottle that I had to order with a pretty homemade label and 10 drops of an oil that I had to purchase. When you're offering something custom tailored to their need, I just do it a couple drops at a time out of my bottle, or if they need it for the night, I loan it for one night and then I go expect it back the next day. I met a woman at an event that had been sharing oils for 14 years, and she had never hit the rank of star. Never. Not even star, guys. She had literally given out thousands and thousands of samples over that time, and it yielded no blessing to her at all. Why? Well, first, she wasn't giving them what they needed. Second, she didn't build the relationship with them and hear their story or meet them in that place. And third, she never collected their contact information, and she never touched base the second time to see how it worked. Guys, there are really efficient ways of building this business. That is not an efficient way of building your business. That's treading water. You're doing so much work, and it's not yielding you results. So those are the three critical ingredients to sharing this way. You have to touch base after, or if you just loaned something out and gave it away, you're never going to see a return on it at all. You're running a business, and you got to run that business with integrity. Even if your heart and the whole thing is to take care of people, it's still an act of stewardship. And I don't think God is going to bless your income or bless your time if you're not stewarding your business well, right? God's brought something amazing to you through Young Living, but it still has to be properly managed. Poor stewardship means that you're spending money and time and resources, and you're not expecting anything back. So let me put this into more realistic terms, right? Walking into somebody's store and just taking something off the shelf, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't say, hey, can you open this bottle for me and just give me like a third of it just so I can take it home and try it? We wouldn't do that. So don't do that to your own business. You're stealing from the bounty that the Lord has given you. So be smart about how you loan out your oils and always expect something back. Always. It's not cruel and it's not mean. It's wisdom. You're planting seeds, and if you water them and you give them some sun, those seeds are going to grow. Linda says, I can't get contact information. We're going to nail that in upcoming boot camp videos, so stay close for that. Walk away and never touch base, and what do you have? You've got a seed, you've got some dirt, and you don't have a big oak tree at all. You don't. So does getting oils on people's bodies work? Yes, absolutely. I built most of my business by sharing the 101 and oiling people and gaining many a rank through a drop in a hand. So do it the smart way, though, where you're not just giving your business away. What's your advice if you're 54 OGV away from the next rank? Shoot, if I'm 54 OGV away, I'm going to order a bottle of Ningxia is what I'm going to do and kick it over. And then I'm going to teach people about Ningxia and get them on it and get them on ER the next month so I don't have to order a bottle of Ningxia the next month. I would just do it if you're that close. Goodness. So go into it with the expectation that if you're not teaching, then the process of them for developing fire for oils might take just a little bit longer. I would chase a sample with a purple bag and a class on CD or a textable class for faster results. Getting their information is harder when it's your cold market instead of your warm market, but start with a Facebook friend request when you're standing in front of them and then just see where this goes. So here's what I'm going to wrap up with. I promised you guys a little bit of compliance training, and I don't want to keep you too much longer because we're getting long here tonight. So let me just give you a few compliance tips as you're loaning things out, because you can't be like, hey, use these things, XYZ, and go cure XYZ, right? You can't do that. That's going to get you in a whole lot of trouble. So this is our only compliance training. We did a huge blowout on compliance in Game Plan for Game Plan Bootcamp. So if you need something a little heftier, you can go over to Game Plan Bootcamp. If you haven't had a chance to check that out yet, I'll show you where it's at on my website. You just go to oilabilityteam.com, and there's two big buttons on here that are going to get you everywhere. Share and shop. Shop's all the stuff and supplies you want to stock up on. Share is all the free stuff. And we're about to load this site with more and more and more and more free stuff. But if you go to the free stuff, you will see Game Plan Bootcamp right down here. You can also click on Start Here, and it's going to get you to Game Plan Bootcamp. But if you click on it, with all my bootcamp videos, I tell you what I talk about in each video. So if you scroll down, you can see it's only 12 days long. It'll tell you exactly what every single day is. And one of those days, day 8 here, is a comprehensive FDA compliance training right there. Day 8. So if you want a little bit more training than what I'm going to give you tonight, that's a very, very good place to go. Is just go check some of that out from Game Plan, because we'll go into it. But there have been some updates to the compliance rules, so I wanted to put a little bit in this book so that you had some updated information. So here's a few things that I just want you to think about as we wrap up tonight. You're not a drugstore, and Young Living is not a drug company, it's a wellness company. So with that said, if you offer oils to treat disease, you can get in a lot of trouble. Like a lot of trouble. You may be frustrated with the FDA, and you might be frustrated with the regulations that you encounter, but they're only there to protect us and to protect you. They're the ones making sure that people don't put wood chips in your vitamins and, poison in the supplements and stuff that you're taking. So making claims without having science to back them is a really dangerous place that can cost your business. So I just don't go there. I just say, you know what, I'm not sure how you're going to feel. Why don't you just take this home and just see? All right, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I'm not a doctor. I can't medicate, diagnose, treat. I can't do all those things. But I know that when I had a cold, this was part of my cold protocol. So maybe it'll help you too. I don't know about that. I don't know about you. I don't know about your story, but this is part of my journey, right? Keeping it in the court of you. So let me give you just a few words that are going to take some pressure off of you and having to answer health questions. So if you start from this place, it's really going to take the fear out of sharing oils compliantly right out of it. Here's the sentence I use all the time. I love this one. Gosh, I don't know about that. I've never dealt with that before. Why don't you take this home and see how you feel? All pressure off of you, right? All pressure off. So gosh, I'm not sure about that. Why don't you take this home and just see how you feel? And I've never dealt with that before. Let's just see how you feel. So if you paint yourself as an expert, there's going to be a few things that happen. You're going to chase off leaders because they feel like they have to go do all the things, right? You're going to get asked questions about everything at all hours of the day and night. You're going to risk losing your business because it is illegal for you to be out there diagnosing and treating people. I didn't need to know the science of RC in my diffuser. I just want RC in my diffuser. So don't talk about why, talk about how. Talk about where. Where do you put it in the body? How do you put it in your diffuser? Don't talk about why you put it in. All right. When you hit the why questions, that's when you start getting in trouble. So I just want RC in my diffuser. So just start from that primal place and keep it really, really, really simple. You're going to save yourself a lot of drama down the road if you train your team in the same way. You don't need to be the expert. That's what the scientists at Spanish Fork do at our seed to seal testing site. They're the ones with degrees in chemistry. Your job is to be a mouthpiece. It's to share. The rep at Starbucks doesn't know about the sourcing of the coffee beans. And you don't expect him to, right? They don't grow coffee beans. You just want to get a cup of coffee with your name on it, preferably spelled right? Your mom, your dad, your wife, you're a passionate oiler, and that's enough. That's enough. Always just share from that place. You go into Barnes & Noble, you don't expect the person checking you out to know where all the books came from. And yet you seem to put that same expectation on yourself. So don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Always share from that primal place. And if they require more, just say, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's completely new to me. But here's a place where you can start your own research and then offer them a guide to look it up. Train them how to use the guide. Stand down and let them tackle their own wellness. But the minute you open the book and you point to the answer and you say, this is what the book says about your ailment, that's when you cross the line. You need to show them how to research and let them do their own research. You introduce, you listen, you oil them up, and you stand down and they do the rest. Okay? Introduce, listen, oil them up, put a ref guide in their hands, teach them how to fish, and then stand down and let them do the rest. So some of my favorite guides for the Core 4 starter kits, the Essential Oils Pocket Reference is phenomenal. That's at discoverlsp.com. I love Life Science. They stock my books. They're great people. They've been wonderful to work with. So anytime you can support Life Science Publishing, I highly recommend it. It's an amazing team there. Essential Oils Integrative Medical Guide by Gary Young, also at Life Science Publishing. They're amazing. That one was actually written by Gary. So you want stuff directly from the founder of this company. It's a phenomenal book. Ask for it for your birthday or for Christmas next year. Ningxia Wolfberry, Discovery the Ultimate Superfood. That's by Gary Young, also on Life Sciences site. That's going to give you a lot of science and information from the Ningxia class. Thieves, 350 Ways to Use the Thieves product line from Young Living. That's at discoverlsp.com too. I love that. And then my favorite Savvy training tools are on Royal Crown Diamond Erin Rogers' website, oilsupply.store.com. Her stuff is phenomenal on Savvy. I'd really highly recommend that. And now that we have a 5th starter kit, it's officially the Core 5. There's a couple of CBD books that I really like that you also can get, I believe, at Discover LSP. Ali Wanker stuff is phenomenal. Peter Menke has got some stuff out online as tutorials. His stuff is amazing. Cody, I don't know if there's Kohler or Collar. I always say her last name wrong, but she is amazing. She's an incredible diamond, very, very knowledgeable on CBD. And those are all really, really good books for CBD. I'm really excited to announce that we're going to be releasing the CBD script that I've been writing for over a year now before the end of boot camp. You can look for that. It will be free. It will be up on my website. It will have everything that everything else has. So you're going to have a textable class. You're going to have graphics, 30-day challenge calendars, PowerPoint with all the media and everything built right into it. Totally, completely free. So instead of having just 4 classes up there, you will have access to all 5 classes up there. Okay? You can't buy all of these at the beginning. I would recommend just with the pocket reference. Start there. Most of what I learned is out of the pocket reference, to be honest with you. I mean, the first 100 pages of that are phenomenal. It's better than any of the stuff I had from my degrees and certifications and stuff in aromatherapy. So outside of the reference guides, what can you say? What can you say? Well, you can share your personal story. In fact, Young Living encourages it. If you think it's non-compliant, then keep it to the in-person classroom and out of the online realm. You guys are going nutsos about the CBD script. It'll be free. All the scripts will be publishing on the website as soon as we're done with boot camp. So you'll be able to go on and just print them off and use them however you want to use them. All right? Not going to cost you anything. So be a little bit more careful if you're sharing other people's stories, especially online. And let me tell you what the FDA is looking for. So just so you can make note in your mind of how you can be hunted down. They want to make sure that you're not steering people away from medical care. So if you say, oh, well, geez, I wouldn't go to the doctor for that. Just use XYZ, right? I wouldn't go for this. You don't need this. I wouldn't do an ER trip for that. This is what I did. I use this oil for XYZ and I haven't been to the doctor in 4 years. Those are the kind of sentences that'll land you in trouble because it insinuates that you're telling them not to get medical care. So if someone forgoes medical care because of your post and they get injured, then you're in a place of danger if you told them to forego medical care. That's number one on their radar. And then some of the buzzwords that they keyword search are cancer, MRSA, Ebola, depression, anxiety. So just stay away from that stuff. The FDA is looking to see if you're diagnosing and prescribing, so don't do that. All right, don't do that. Instead, you can say, I've never tried that before. You know what? Here's a reference guide. This is how you do it. Whatever happened to the script book you're working on, I'm still working on it. Actually, I've got the whole thing written already. I told you guys I wasn't going to release any more books till I hit Royal Crown Diamond, but I actually already finished this one before Unstuck. So the script book will be coming soon. So I've never dealt with that before. Here's a reference guide. This is how you use it, and this is where I'd start my research. And if you open the guide and you point to page 52 and you send screenshots of how to cure the disease, then you just cross the line. So the FDA is making sure that you're not practicing without a license. Anybody can research anything they want and look things up, but the minute you become the researcher for them, then you're in trouble. So what words can you say? You can say occasional, you can say mild, you can say everyday, like occasional headaches, minor head tension, occasional runny nose, everyday stress. Those are things that you wouldn't need to see a doctor for. You can say the word support, but not support with a disease attached to it, so that you're supporting your respiratory system. You can't say you're preventing, treating, mitigating, or curing. So if someone delayed critical medical care because of something you shared, would you want that responsibility on your shoulders? Always ask that question before you post and how you worded things. Slapping a disclaimer on it does not free them from trouble. So share your personal stories, encourage them to look it up, encourage them to do their own research, say that everybody's body is different, that your results may not be their results. That's how you keep yourself safe. And if you're ever unsure of wording on a specific oil or product, then go pull it off the Young Living website. That's a place that's been vetted, and the wording there is very, very secure. Another thing I like to make sure that you're doing is say that it's part of your protocol. Don't ever say, Young Living cured this for me, right? Just say, hey, when I was down with a cold last week, I used elderberry syrup. I made myself sinus bombs with Young Living Vitality oils every hour. I made sure I got a lot of rest and drank a lot of water, right? It's part of my protocol. So that just puts you in a triple safe zone. You're like safe on top of safe on top of safe. So don't ever say, this is the one thing that cured me, right? That's when you can get into trouble. So I do want to say, and this is what we're going to end on for tonight, the Lord has not called us to live in a spirit of fear. He hasn't called us to live in that place. And so sharing nothing because you're afraid of the consequences is taking it too far in the other direction. And it's not going to lead to oils in every home in the world if you're afraid. So your personal story, it's got to be out there. It has to. So start from that place and don't live in fear. Start with the beginning place of passion, training to research, training the lifestyle so that you can build a viable business, and then train your distributors to stand on their own 2 feet and take hold of their own health. And if you do that from the beginning, your entire way of sharing is it's completely different, and it's safe. All right, it's different and it's safe. So pros and cons to this type of teaching: they got to get their wow moment before they ever get to a class with informal sharing of the personal loan. Many people will get a kit just after they experience something amazing, right? After they experience an oil. So that can lead to impulse buying without the why behind oiling. Now, the cons to this type of class is essential rewards can be really tricky without a lack of education. So make sure you're funneling them to the core 5, even if they purchase their starter kit for just one oil for one need. You got to really pour into them. So, all right, guys, that was Unstuck. How to Talk to Humans. It's up on Amazon. Thank you for those of you that are leaving me reviews on Amazon. That really means a lot to me, because it's going to point people toward this book. So if you are not sure how to do the boot camp, or if you feel like you're late for doing the boot camp, I just want to encourage you. If you go over to share you will see a button for Unstuck on my website, oilabilityteam.com, and all things Unstuck are right here. So there's samples of the book, but boot camp is right here. Do you see we've collected all the videos? So you can click on every single video every single day, and it's all in one spot for you. Very easy for you to be able to find. See? Isn't Facebook nice? Look at how they freeze your face for Facebook. But everything that you need is right there. All the oils, aromatherapy training, all your homework every single night, what we're covering that night, a quote of the night. So very, very easy for you to share with your teams because say you're doing day one, you just click on it, you right click, you copy it, and you post it in your business page. Makes it super, super easy for you to be able to run Unstuck boot camps with your team. So who wants their team to have this training? Do you want them to have that compliance training? Do you want them to get some fresh ideas on how to share, how to build relationships, getting back to the basics, teaching the core five classes? Like, do you want that knowledge and wisdom and information for them? They need this training to get back and start sharing oils the way that they did when they first had their first fire, right? I love you guys. You know what your homework is for tonight. It's the next 2 chapters. So I want you to be reading the chapter on DVD teaching and reading the chapter on informal sharing and the personal loan. Just kind of get lost in it and then dig into your workbook assignments. So DVD teaching is chapter 24. That's class 4. And then we did class 5 tonight, oils in the body, the personal loan. That's chapter 25. So 24 and 25, read those chapters. Do those 2 sets of worksheets. The workbook tailor custom fits all the training directly to you. So it's amazing. Tomorrow we're doing all things social media. It's going to be a great night of training. So it's amazing. All right. Thank you so much for getting on, guys. I love you. Go participate in the contest if you're on the live training for this. I got contests all over my page, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same bat channel. We're going to dig right into social media. All right.